Hello, welcome to Channeled Messages with Sandra. Today is, I'm not, let's see, today is Monday, May 6th. Welcome to my world. This is, today we're doing zodiacs. I did ask if people had questions from the last video, because while that's channeling and getting messages across also, just in a different way, some of it hasn't happened yet. And that's all I'll say. I might want to do another video. I might do more of them. I don't know. I've been saying that for years now. But if you have questions regarding world events, not specific personal question, that's a session, but something in general that I can answer here freely. If I have to make do a little sign language or abbreviations depending upon the topics, because as we know, a lot of people are getting kicked off and crazy things happening. So enough of that. If you like, I hope you'll hit the like button, subscribe, share, tell people. I'm watching because I can see both myself. So you check your hair. That's what you see everywhere. Some people, they're just so professional. And they don't check their hair, and you know they can see themselves most of the time. They can see themselves. I don't know, it's all good. It's all good. So today's zodiacs. Timing is fluid. I do find that as a medium and a channeler for many years now, I do find that feedback I get is sometimes even 5-10 years later, even on these small little brief messages and channels. Hold on to it. Sometimes you'll be the medium at that point and you'll have to, free will, you don't have to, but you might want to share the information with someone else. I've gotten plenty of feedback on that. If they're a Leo and they're listening to Leos, but it's exactly the message their friend needs or a family member needs, they listen to it for that reason, and then they'll deliver it. Always deliver messages with compassion. Whenever possible, compassion. I jokingly tell the story of one gentleman I had after his mother channeled something, and he was like, "You couldn't sugarcoat that?" I went, "Your mom didn't." So, you know, but especially if you're not used to delivering those type of messages, compassion, self-compassion for self. If you get a reading that's a little that you need to contemplate, and remember, you take what resonates. If it doesn't resonate, then it's not for you. These are general readings. Although if you're tuning in, on average, it's for you. But it's the timing, perhaps not now, and it's the degree. So sometimes a message could sound, "Oh my God, that sounds so severe." And it's like, that happened, but it happened in such a small, itty-bitty way. Don't be fearful. There's nothing bad. It's only to progress, push us forward, to guide. I think that's everything. Okay, so we're going to start with Taurus. I was really torn which card deck to use, but I keep hearing the Draconis, and I like my Draconis deck. I'm not going to do a group card, I don't think. We'll see when this pops out. Taurus. It's Taurus. Taurus, you got... So, it's not in reverse. They just had me look at it. So you got and if you can't see it, let me know. I don't know. I should be able to put pictures up in the comments. I'm not sure. But sometimes where I hold it, people say I can't see it. So apologies ahead of time. The Draconis deck, if you can even search engine that sometimes and come up with it. So, Wheel of Fortune. Right now, you're working out a karmic debt, D-E-B-T. I don't always subscribe to them. Long story, if you're interested in knowing stuff, you join my membership. I don't always subscribe to them. I think it's a little different than most of the time how we've been taught. However, we do know what we put out, we get back up to a point. We do know that sometimes if we're just mean, sometimes it comes back to us. But this is a karmic debt is already paid off, and you just keep paying it. That's the reading here today. It feels like spinning my wheels. I'm spinning my wheels. I'm spinning my wheels, hoping things will change, and it's not changing. Can we wake up? It's a different day. Do we get older? Do you know, if you dye your hair, do the roots come in eventually? Does things change? The car breaks down. I got to get my struts fixed on my car. So things happen. But this is to let you know you've paid off your debts. Now you're just spinning your wheels. Wheel of Fortune also is on average, most readings, not all, it's sort of good luck. This is good luck coming your way, but you have to be open to it. Some Tauruses, because it's that earth energy, so we hold, because I'm an earth sign also, we hold on to things. We hold on to certain aspects and beliefs, and we just hold on to things. Like I'm a collector a little bit. Not one of those fancy people of collecting. That's not in my budget. But I collect things, and sometimes people say, what are you collecting that for? Well, I grew up that way, and also you just never know when you're going to need something. This is a reminder. Collect, but make sure you're not collecting at the expense of getting something else. Does that make sense? In your life, see what you're purchasing, collecting people. We collect ideas. We collect religion. We collect beliefs in religion. And it's not even our beliefs. It was handed down for years, generations. And we don't even know why we believe something. So this is, find out why you believe in something. Although, you know, just like anything else, there are, listen, I'm not going to get into the religion discussion. I do that in membership. But there are some religions that actually preach H-A-T-E. And I'm going to spell on here because I don't want to get kicked off. I don't know how that works. But I've had videos chopped up or addressed. So pay attention to why you believe something. And pay attention. People don't read their holy books. If you read the book from front to back and really read it, not cherry-picked, really read it, you might be surprised. So this is letting us know, because that's where they had me going. Make sure you're reading this fine print in the contract. Make sure you're reading everything. This is, don't hold on. Don't hold on so tight. You don't have to keep spinning your wheels. The chips fall where they're supposed to fall. I almost was going to say with or without you, but this feels like you already tossed up the chips and they've come back down, and this is something that to accept or to change. But your karmic debt is paid off. Let go. Loosen those hands, those fingers. Loosen. Okay, that's your reading, Taurus. Thank you. Okay, moving on to Gemini. Gemini, hi. We're using the Draconis. If you want, I do talk about a little bit at the beginning. No. And Taurus got some stuff in there I think should be for I'm going to write everyone down so I remember to put. That's the thing with my readings. Although they're assigned to a sign, frequently there's some message in there for almost everyone. There's a teaching. There's even how describing the card, what I see, where the placement of something is, the color, bring it out. That's teaching. So you still get to pick and choose what you want to hear. And you're learning how to read cards. Learning how to read and see through symbols. Okay. Definitely Gemini. Oh, Gemini. You got in the Draconis, this is the Fool card. But it's a little different. Yes, it's at the beginning of the journey. The egg hasn't even hatched yet, but it's getting ready. The glow of your aura, the glow of your energy is doing two things. One, it's healing you. It's helping to heal you. That's what we do, especially if we could get out in the sun as much as possible. When they let us have some. Oh, just wait 5 more years. Actually, not even 2026. So, and it tells us that this is the energy of, I just heard breakthrough, forget about, no, well, include that, but breakthrough, you're having a breakthrough right now. And the breakthrough is going to bring you on a new journey. I had peanuts, well, something with peanuts in it, and I'm a little allergic, so it makes me cough. Sorry. I brought a cough drop just in case. So, see, there's no accident with that, because we're talking about allergies, we're talking about the purposeful pollution, the purposeful toxins in the air. So, and they had me cough. So remember, your throat chakra is your trusting of self, trusting in other people. It's not always easy to do. We should always double check other people, but that's trust. Communication. If you're in a little bubble, you're not communicating with other people. This is breakthrough, break out of the shell. And you're going to have riches beyond belief. Does it always mean lotto or a substantial raise at work? No. Riches sometimes is being in that perspective and being in that bubble of like, oh, I feel at peace. I feel home. I feel wanted. I feel loved. I feel like it's a new day, a new hour, new moment, because that's what we live for, is the new moment, is the new hour, new day. Gemini, breakthrough. You're having a breakthrough. A belief, an old way of being, a relationship sometimes, sorry. But this is have heart, have expectations, go for it, right? A fool risks things. In other decks, it can be a little bit more a cautionary tale. That's not in the Draconis. Draconis isn't necessarily a cautionary tale with the Fool. It's like go for your gold, go for the gold, go for it. Break through something and get your healing on. Okay. All right. Thank you, Gemini. Moving on to Cancer. Cancer, we're using the Draconis. Oh, this is 4 of Pentacles in reverse. This is an expenditure right now. 2 expenditures. One completely unexpected, one expected. Feels like I'm going to have to dig deep, or you're going to have to borrow. And again, these are general readings. This isn't for everyone, and it doesn't mean right now. So if it's not for right now, start saving. People spend myself included, spend too much money on the extra things that we don't need. Although I'm halfway decent. Most of the time. I don't go buy coffees. I don't go do this. Once in a blue moon, if I'm in a rush, But even then, because I don't really like the food out there. No processed food and nothing. Although, you know, this is really, really, really... And I just heard you met your match. I'm hoping it's a good one, because sometimes when we meet our match, it's somebody that, sometimes it's a coworker that, because this is also a little bit of a work card. So sometimes we met our match, like, why? I had that. I had a job where I did not resonate with somebody's energy. Did not. She would be considered a little bit, not overly, but a little bit of like one of those mean girls. And I did not get along with her at all. I couldn't get along with it. We managed, we did it. You know, we weren't scheduled on the same days most of the time, but sometimes we were. Didn't mean that she was very nice, very, very nice in so many ways. It just, the energy, it just didn't align. It just didn't align. And that happens. And that's what it feels like. It's a coworker, somebody you must live with or work with, and it just doesn't align. This is come to an understanding. Ground. Pentacles are earth material. Ground yourself. Come to an understanding that either you will never get along, you will never see eye to eye, and you just figure it out. Especially if we have to work with them, because we can't really leave the job sometimes. We can't move out of the house. We're not going to divorce the child necessarily. You gotta wait for them to grow up. Guide. But it's very hard nowadays because there's so much outside influence. So much outside influence. I can see in families where they can have 3, 4, 5 children, and you always see the one that's influenced by the New Age Rockefeller schools, the New Age, like the music and stuff like that. That's all New Age, because they changed the hertz of how we listen to it from 432 to 440. And you can look that up. Look up at the hertz and the frequency of music. And they changed that. So no matter how good you think that song is, it's still playing on a dissonant frequency. That's why a lot of the musicians are actually redoing the songs and using the original frequency. I forget what it was. Yeah, look that up, because when I'm channeling, I forget things. Cancer, you're good. Play the music. That's how they have us ending that. Play the music. Okay, moving on to Leo. Leo, we're using the Draconis. Ooh, you got the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups, very powerful energy here. Watch your emotions. But more so watch the emotions of people around you. Their reaction to you. Sometimes it's not your fault, my fault. It's not our fault how people perceive how we said something. We could have said it in the most neutral voice and the most neutral wording. Like, there was no threat. There was no ambiguity. We said it extremely soft and loving, and people get triggered. And as time goes on, we're seeing more and more trauma-filled people. So they get triggered. So this is a reminder, watch your emotions, watch their emotions. Something's coming up for you that's extremely calming in the emotion department. What's coming up? This is a light. They keep saying it's a light. It's a light, not a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not saying death and I wouldn't give it to you. I don't give death dates. Well, once I did. A couple of times I hinted because they needed to get their affairs in order. But general, I don't. Most people, no one should, not even doctors should give death dates. Unless there are some sort of certain things that within 3 to 6 weeks you're checking out. Then a doctor could say. But most of the time, so many people actually heal and get so-called spontaneous remissions. So this is a reminder, nothing's carved in stone. What does water do? Water washes away and erodes stone and rock. So say something is carved in stone at one point. You know, I don't always subscribe to soul contracts. I do and I don't. It's a long story there. I encourage people, if you want to get into those type of conversations, plenty of free things on YouTube, but I also have a membership. This is a reminder. This is a reminder. Very few things are carved in stone, and even some of those things carved in stone can be worn away. Don't erode. Don't let love erode. Don't let love be washed away if it's really love, if it's really friendship, if it's even not even involving another person. If this is what you really want to do, follow your heart. This is power. This is, I got it in check. Now, all kings are air signs, right? When I channel, I forget. But all kings are air signs, I believe. And so not only do you have the cups, but you do have the air. This is a balance, almost like the temperance card. This is a balance today. Make sure you're balancing your life. Make sure you're balancing. And this is crazy. I've never seen this before in this card or any card. So this is new. See how he's gripping the thing? I have this impression he's just going to let it go and let it fall. So it's like, let the chips fall where they may. You have to do what you have to do. Let the chips fall where they may. If you're holding on to somebody else's cup of love because they can't handle life, that you can let it go. People don't always go places. They just temporarily need to a vacation. This is be confident in your moods, be confident in your love, and always, always it's self-reflection, because water is reflective most of the time. All waters are reflective, unless it's, you know, muddy on top. Or mold, fungus, foam. So, I picked this card up and I didn't even say who I was going to next. I'm going to say this is going to be for Leo and Virgo. This is unexpected help coming. This is unexpected money, love, assistance. This is unexpected. This is fantastic. That's all I'm going to say. I'm still going to do another card for Virgos, but card is for Leo and Virgo, and probably about that season. Between the Leo and the Virgo season. Yep. Okay, that's what I got. All right, so now we're going to Virgo's other card. Oh, Virgo, you got the one, well, because it says one, the Ace of Swords. It was in reverse, though. So what do we know? It's new, so something old is coming back up. Something new around you. Perhaps maybe take a moment and say, I need to think about that. Swords, air. But you can't have swords, although there's no swords in this deck, although obviously you cannot have a sword without fire. You can't have fire without the air. This is make sure you're walking, you're getting oxygen, and CO2. CO2 is one of the best things on the planet. It's been demonized. The most successful farms greenhouses, because farms are different, but grilled greenhouses that I've been to, they actually pump CO2 in. It's not. We're not talking pollution. We're not talking about the chemtrails. We're not talking about all that stuff. This is what we need. That's what feeds the planet. We each feed each other. We're here. Everything is symbiotic, right? We work together. This is work together with the earth, work together with the air spirits and the sprites, work together with all of that. Virgo, meditate a little bit more. If you can. If you're one of the Virgos I'm meditating all the time. Switch it up. We meditate when we vacuum. We meditate when we go for a walk. We meditate, we just zone out for a second. It's like, oh, what was that? Oh, I was daydreaming. You're meditating. Yeah, you could have astral traveled. You could have visited another dimension. Somebody could have visited you. Daydream's a little different. But this is definitely, and I keep hearing scream. Now, if it's literal, because you want to release, then you scream into your pillow. No joke. You punch the pillow. No joke. Sometimes we have to be physical. Now, you can be physical and release in a more gentle way with a shower. It's in reverse with a shower of, oh, watch out for the storms. Yeah, watch out for the lightning. I don't think it's just for Virgos. I just heard watch out for the lightning. There's something in the lightning. Oh, I don't know why. Something's in the lightning. I'm writing it down. Not lighting, lightning. Yep, something's in the lightning. So we take a shower and we envision everything draining from us down into the drain. Let it go. This is a release. This is a release. And rest. In reverse, it's rest. You've screamed enough. Send it. A lot of times we should really send it to the ground, not to the universe. Send the emotions. Send something to the ground. And let the earth energy absorb. Walk barefoot whenever possible, safely. I don't know where you live. All right. Thank you, Virgo. Moving on to Libra. Libra, we're doing the Draconis. Oh, 8 of Cups. This is moving on. This is climbing, flying, crawling. Get the hell out of my way. This is moving on. You want to move on, move on, move on. I don't know how to express that any differently. I don't think I could. This is moving on. When there are tumultuous waters behind us, under us, around us, sometimes we wait till it calms, and sometimes we got to get the hell out of the way. This is fly high, fly above. So fly above the fray. Like an eagle, right? They fly above the clouds when it's storming. So fly above where you can, and if not, just move out of the way. I keep hearing move out of the way. Move out of the way. And I'm seeing somebody, again, this does not apply to every single Libra, but I'm hearing watch the car, move out of the way. It could be just a story that you hear from a loved one or a friend. Oh, if I didn't move out of the way. That's how channeling works. Raise above it. Raise above the fray. Raise above the crazy. Raise above the cray-cray. I can't begin to tell you how wrong gossip is. Now, there's one thing we share stories because that's how we learn. Oh, this is what so-and-so did. Oh, okay. We learn. But there's another thing we're sharing tea when we're talking gossip, when we're talking about somebody. There's a difference. Most people know what the difference is, and if not, start reflecting on what would be the difference. This is rising above, going on, moving on. This is very, very good. This is, I'm putting the past behind me. I'm putting pain behind me. My triggers, my traumas, the haunts and hurts, putting to the side. And I'm moving on. There's much better things to do. Okay. Thank you, Libra. Moving on to Scorpio. Scorpio, we're doing the Draconis. Oh, you got the 7 of Wands. So 7 of Wands, how it shows up. This always interested me, this card, because when you look at it, what you see is, but if you have to look at it, I see an egg. Always did. Or some sort of being or something, or some sort of living organism. However, if you really look at it, here's the dragon's wings, and that's just the opening. That's just what's behind him. Or her. But I always saw it as, so if you can, what burdens are you carrying? What burdens are you carrying that are not yours, no longer yours? And sometimes we carry burdens from other lifetimes, and this is, you let it go. Let the burdens go. And in these type of cards, can you be fighting with someone else? Yes. Can they be fighting with you? Yes. Are they picking on you? Are you picking on them? Or you, and that's why they're ganging up on you? Sure. But today, I'm seeing this is inner work. This is like you've been. I can't tell you how many people think they do inner work and they're not. Because they're following the rules, they could have studied this for years. They're following the rules, they're following what feels right. And it's like, well, if you're still the same person afterwards, something's still amiss. If something didn't change and shift, they're still the same person. Now, we're not the same person, and we don't feel that because when we get older, if you will, we learn something new every day or every other day or something, whether how to change a tire or... But this is inner work. Again, I'm channeling, but don't take this so severe. I'm seeing, it could be a paper cut. I'm seeing stabbing. Again, can be a paper cut. And it could be poking. You know, like somebody just poking you. Do you want to go? You want to go? You want to go? That needling, like, oh. But I'm seeing the needling, the needles, the poking. So, you know, we get, I don't anymore. I will never, ever get another one. I read all the inserts, or most of them, and enough to know. When you get one of those, for any reason, they call that, you know, a little bit of a stabbing, if you will. So let's see how this shows up for you. Never believe me, do your own homework. Okay, feels fine. A little infighting, perhaps a little fighting with other people around you. I have to take a sip of my coffee, hold on. Don't buy this, it's not good. I'll tell you. I just have a couple left and I don't like wasting. It works. But again, we got the chemicals in it that's like, yeah, no, okay. All right, thank you, Scorpio. Moving on to Sagittarius. See, that I tell people, because I can come off a little bold, strong, or blunt, but I'm human. Oh, okay. You got the Hangman. Now, in the Draconis, the Hangman states, it's a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice for the, and I hate this because of what's going on in the world right now, but it's a sacrifice for the greater good. But it's family greater good. So sometimes we need to sacrifice where we live. I know people that are struggling in, I have to take my socks off, it's hot in here. I know people that are struggling crazy just to keep their house. And it's like, why don't you sell it and move to a smaller house? Especially if you have like, especially if you have equity. Or sometimes you just have to switch. Sometimes we have to, and it's a shame, but I do know people that have had to move into their car. I'm not seeing that happen to you necessarily, but we need to plan for the future. This is definitely a future card. This is come down from the lofty ideas and change. Free will. It's always free will. And you see the mouth on this dragon? He's telling everyone, or she, this dragon energy is telling everyone on the way down, don't go up there. So this is one of the reasons why I post the way I post, and a lot of people don't understand. It's a mission from God. Sound crazy? It's a mission. This is a mission. Talk to whom you need to talk to. To whom? Talk to who you need to talk to. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Because I'm seeing... You see, also see the claw right here. It's like I was holding on to something and it's not even in the dragon's hand anymore. So perhaps you can let go of something that was once in your hands. A lot of times people let go of, you have to let go of an idea of a relationship. We have to let go of an idea of how we thought life was. Because I'm feeling, Sagittarius, this card is really representing big changes in your life. How do you want to fly with them? How do you want to go into it? You want to dive deep and say, okay, I have to change, so we're going to change. This has to happen, so let's do it. Not always pleasant, not always easy, but that's the point of living. We have been so, especially those in the West, other places too, but we have been, and doesn't mean anything. Even in America, you could go some places where people are living, and they've always lived, extremely poor, where, you know, every other day is one meal. A lot of people don't realize that about America. But there are plenty of places like that. And we see, because of what's happening and what's being done to us in the world, that's increasing. And that's going to increase. So this sacrifice is get all your ducks in a row. And just remember how it's happening. And remember, yes, we like the comfort. Who wouldn't? But there's that old research and the old sayings and stuff that once we achieve what we wanted, a lot of people feel unfulfilled. They feel let down. There was a story I just read or heard where there was a famous soccer player where he knew the second he kicked that ball, it was going to go into the field goal. It was going to win the championship, like the whole thing for the whole kit and caboodle for that year. It was going to win everything. But he knew as soon as he kicked it, even before it left his foot, I believe is what he said, he was depressed because that was it. Where do you go from there? And it turned out that he was depressed. So this is a reminder. Congratulate yourself on the small wins and the big wins and everything in between. This is congratulate yourself to keep going. Congratulate yourself for what you did and didn't, even for what you didn't do. Sagittarius, it just feels very glorious. It feels very powerful. It feels, it's not bad. It's a little different perspective, perhaps. Okay, that's your reading. Thank you, Sagittarius. Moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, we're doing the Draconis deck. Oh, nice. Capricorn, you got the sun. Now, this deck is really... hold on. This deck is really, really crazy. I know, I do that, and you're not supposed to turn, they say, in the camera. Because your hair in the back probably looks crazy. So, it fits me. This is sun. This is flying high. It's not the most attractive card in the deck, if you will. But that's happy. That's glorious. Capricorn, there's not much more to say right now, and it doesn't mean everything is glorious. Everything is rainbows and puppy dog tails and all good stuff. Life is like this, yes? But there is something that you've been working on that's coming to fruition, or at least enough of it where you feel like, oh, yay, that worked out. There is people working with you. This is not just you flying solo, but it's a reminder to accept the accolades. Just you. Even if you worked as a team. Well, so many people say, oh, well, you know, we're a team, we did it together. Certain times that's acceptable. Sometimes you make sure you have the credit, because team or not, you still participated. You did it on your own, right? I did it on my own. They did it on their own. And then we came together. So don't let the accolades go. Say, thank you, welcome. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you for being kind. Thank you for those sweet words. And really accept it. Get it in your heart. Get it in your heart and your head. Don't say, oh, this old thing. Don't watch what you say to yourself, because those are spells. We are spelling when we talk. But this is nice. Yay. Okay, thank you, Capricorn. Moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius, we're using the Draconis deck. Oh, I gotta pick it up. Hold on. Okay. There's 3 fell out. I'm not reading 3. I mean, I could, but no. I take a long time to do these readings, so it's not, I'm not too upset. Okay. Oh, you got the King of Swords upside down. In reverse, lower polarity, however you want to word it. So we know that this is making the right decisions. This is also reaping the rewards from those decisions. However, in reverse, it also lets us know some of the decisions weren't actually the best. And we need to alter course, fix them, alleviate, change, whatever you can do. Make a new decision. Now, some people can't make a new decision because depends what the issue is. Oh, I'm not going to go into examples because I know one Aquarius will listen, and I don't want them to think it's just for them. But sometimes we make different decisions, and then we realize that wasn't the best decision, even though we thought it was. And we could go years thinking that this was the best decision. This was the greatest thing. And then all of a sudden, one day it was like, oh, I didn't think this through. I didn't ask for help. I didn't ask for feedback. Like, that's what it feels like, Aquarius. You didn't get enough feedback. So for some, if it hasn't happened yet, make sure you get feedback. A lot of people, especially in my field, where they're channeling and they're psychics and mediums and stuff, many of us, not me so much, I ask people, we think, oh no, my guides tell me. And I watch people who say that to me. Not everyone, but I watch people who say that. It's like, well, I think you would have made a different decision had you asked me. Had you asked someone else, I think you would have made a different decision. So, yes, rely on your intuition, but we're social creatures. We're a collective. We are geared and made and created to be in communities. Some people could go through one life out of many and just want to be a hermit. That's fine, but that's only one life out of many. On average, we're in villages. We're in together. So this is a reminder to ask for help, ask for guidance. Yeah, we pray, we tune in to our heart, our head, solar plexus, our guides, loved one, God, source, creator, whoever you tune into. But it's definitely to ask. As I keep hearing, you need to ask some more questions. Ask more questions. All right, Aquarius, that's your reading. Thank you so much. Moving on to Pisces. Pisces, 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 Pisces. We're using the Draconis deck. Oh, Pisces. You got the two of Pentacles. So this card, this is juggling. It feels like I'm juggling. I need a break. Make sure you're taking your breaks. It feels like you're juggling too much right now. And if you're one of those Pisces that say, well, I haven't been doing anything, this is saying you gotta get up and start juggling. It's gonna be for both. But when you're juggling, please, when a juggler actually learns how, they start with one ball, then they add 2. And it takes a while to add the 3rd for most people. Some people are quick learners. But this is take your time. There are decisions coming up, and I'm hearing the twins. There are twins around you. Could be Irish twins, what they call, so that's 13 months and under. Usually 11 months and under, but say 13 months and under. I keep hearing Irish twins around you. They're going to figure prominently. Be careful. I don't know if it's of the Irish twins or the real twins, but I'm hearing tread softly. Really, truly reflect on these decisions. They're going to affect a lot of people. There's twin engines, twin people, twin, there's a lot of different things that we could call twin. Just take your time with your decision. If you're juggling too much, put something down for a little bit. Don't take on more than you can do. If you're really not doing much, contemplate before you do. Make sure it's what you want. I mean, if it's doing the dishes, yeah, just get up. All right, thank you, Pisces. Moving on to Aquarius. Oh, Aquarius, one of the nicest decks in the card. Oh, nicest card in the deck. But they had me say deck. So if they had me say deck, I'm going to focus on that, because as a channeler, they'll get me to say things. If those of you who have a deck, be careful, watch out. Just, check for splinters, getting into that season, most of us. So just check, make sure everything's copacetic, everything's neat and nailed down, safe. And decking. Decking could mean a couple things. If you're building a deck, you make sure you get the permits. That we need permits to build a deck in our backyards is utterly ridiculous. But let's say, I'm hearing it the opposite way. Decking as in, they talk about decking as in a punch. So like I decked them. They got decked. Watch out for that too. So perhaps watch out for the tempers. Watch out for somebody else's temper. Be aware. People can surprise us with the anger sometimes. It's like, oh my God, I've known them for 12 years, and bam, you can live in the household with them for 20, and all of a sudden something changes. So just be aware of that. Nothing severe necessarily. If you like watching the MMAs. It's not F anymore, WWE. If you like watching that, that's fine. That's brute strength. Competition. I don't see too much wrong with competition. No, I was double checking because everyone wants to be in light and love and all this stuff, and that's great. But we are also animals in one aspect. We're bio. Right? Aries, I see you sitting pretty with the money. Something's coming your way. You have enough of the stash, saved up enough for what you need. Just take your time. The Queen of Pentacles is slow. Pentacles are slow. And we know that the Knight of Pentacles is one of the slowest freaking cards in the deck. So if you've been waiting for somebody, it feels like they're coming. You're waiting for a message. You're waiting for the email. You're waiting for like a response. I asked you 3 weeks ago. It feels like it's coming. Sometimes we can prompt them and say, hey, answer my question. I also see this as her holding up perhaps a mirror, so it could be self-reflective. But grounding, pentacles are grounding. Remember, earthing, barefoot if you can, safely, on the grass, on good. It's the soil. We need that. That's been proven 153,000 times. Not that much, but a lot with research. And just we know that. We know that intuitively. It's been kicked out of us for definitely up about 150 years. Since the New Age school of Rockefeller medicine and the other New Age schools, which is what they call government schools, or those type of institutions, has been kicked out of us, not to have so much spirituality, to not ground. Bring it back. Tell everyone. You're good. You're good. Grounding. I like it. I like it. Green. Add green. I heard add green. Okay. I think that's everyone, right? Yep, that's everyone. Okay, so you know the rules. You take what resonates. You save some for another day, or perhaps you have to remind somebody else of the message. Hit like, subscribe, share. Open the comments and feedback. You are loved, you are loved, and you are lovable. Treat yourself as if you are. Act as if you are. You're worthy, right? Right. Any mistakes we made, any harm we caused somebody, we make amends. We do the best we can, and then we move on. We work towards, we strive towards. Go play.